We are all in love with the taste of tea, but sometimes the fragrance of the tea leaves can be even more addictive. The Chinese have discovered this a long time ago, and over the years they have developed a whole vocabulary all about the word fragrance. So let's dig together into the fragrance of tea. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. If you are new here in our channel and you are also looking to expand your tea knowledge and brewing skills, then make sure to click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if at any time you enjoy watching. Alright, today we want to speak about the fragrance of the tea leaves. Actually, it is a spring topic, but where I am here in the south of USA, in Alabama, it doesn't seem that the spring is really coming out. It seems to have a very hard time. It has been raining all day, and now finally the rain has given me a break. So I went out here along the Tennessee River to film this video. All about, we say, the word fragrance. So let's see first of all how to say fragrance in Chinese. Fragrance in Chinese, it's a xiāng first tone. And if you wonder about how we write Chinese letter and the pronunciation and the tones, you want to have a look at the first video about Chinese tea lexicon where I explain all of this. Anyway, the word xiāng means fragrance, and it's a very important word for tea. And today I want to dig together with you into that word, which is the category, the tea category that is mostly important for the word fragrance. This is a type of oolong, the Fenghuang Dancong. Fenghuang Dancong is a fairly famous oolong category. Fenghuang is the name of a village, it means phoenix, and Dancong means single bush. There are different reasons why this is called single bush. I have explained that in other videos. I might come back in the future, but today we want to concentrate on one aspect of the Dancong, the fact that almost every single Dancong tea has the word xiāng in their name. Yeah, there is a boat. I hope it's not too loud. Anyway, today I want to go with you through the 10 main type of Dancong tea. So if you are into Dancong, you want to write them down and start searching about them, because some of them are not that famous at all in the Western world. Let's start with the most famous Dancong tea. This is Milanxiang. Milan means honey orchid, and it is a falling tone and a rising tone. Honey orchid, the word orchid, lan, is very important in Chinese, and we will encounter that also in the future, and maybe we've done also in the past. So it means honey orchid fragrance, and is the most famous Dancong tea. The second Dancong I want to talk about is actually my personal favorite, and is Huáng. So Huáng is a rising tone, Huáng, and Zhīlán, two first tone, and it means yellow gardenia fragrance. Then we have the Zhīlán, and now it's interesting here because Zhīlán is also a type of orchid, right? So the word lan, we said, means orchid, and Zhīlán is a type of orchid, and I couldn't find any translation in English. I believe is a type of orchid that we have only in China. So say that another one very famous in China and less famous here in the Western world is Guìhuāxiāng. Guìhuā means osmanthus flower, and osmanthus flower is, in this case, in the case of Guìhuāxiāng, is a tea that is not scented with osmanthus flower. It is just a natural fragrance that the leaf have, and this is very different than those type of oolong that has been scented with osmanthus flower. The taste of those tea is very intense to me. Even though it is a natural, natural aroma, it's just the aroma of the leaves, it almost smells artificial, while a Guìhuāxiāng means actually a tea that is natural, as naturally the fragrance of osmanthus flower, and is much more natural. Then we have Yùlán. Now, Yùlán means magnolia. You see that in this word, in this particular flower, we have again the word lan, second tone rising, but you have to pay attention because this word lan, it is written and it is pronounced in the same way as the word lan, orchid, but actually in Chinese is a complete different character. So although they sound the same, lan, they mean two different things. And Yùlán means magnolia. So Guìhuāxiāng magnolia flower, fragrance is a fairly rare dancong here in the Western world. So I don't know if you ever heard about that, you might want to check that out. Then we have a name that on the opposite we find often nowadays, but not necessarily in relation with the dancong, and it is Guìhuāxiāng. Rogui means cinnamon, and you might know that name because it is a fairly Rogui is a fairly famous yancha with rock tea, and it's also a plant that is nowadays used in Taiwan for producing rolled oolong. But when you have the word xiāng at the end, so Guìhuāxiāng, that means that most likely it is actually a dancong. Now, no one can actually stop a farmer for naming his tea Guìhuāxiāng, although it is not a dancong. But just as a matter of fact, it rarely happens. So when you see Guìhuāxiāng, it's most likely a dancong. The seventh tea I want to speak about is Xingrenxiāng. Xingren, very famous dancong, it means almond fragrance. And here what I want to tell you is that Xingrenxiāng has a very characteristic taste. The taste of Xingrenxiāng is really very peculiar, but nowadays there are so many Xingrenxiāng on the market that do not have that peculiar taste that sometimes for you is a little bit hard to associate it. But if you get the real thing, you will associate that with that particular taste and will never escape anymore your mind. Then we have Guìhuāxiāng. Now, Guìhuā means pomelo flower, and pomelo flower is also sometimes used to scent some teas, and we even had until a short time ago a tea on our website, a black tea, that was scented with pomelo flower. It's not the case of Guìhuāxiāng, which is a natural tea, a natural cultivar that has that particular fragrance of the pomelo flower. Now, just to mention that, we call our tea pomelo black tea or pomelo honcha. I don't remember exactly how we called that, but actually the farmer called it Youxiang Youhong, which is a play of words actually, which means Youxiang, it means pomelo fragrance. So a tea that has the fragrance of pomelo, and then Youhong, and Youhong means has, possess, red. So it is a play of word to say pomelo fragrance has black, so it is a black tea with the pomelo fragrance. Youxiang and Youhong, Yo and Yo are actually two different tones. We have the first one is falling, so is Yo, and the second one is falling rising, Yo. Very important word to say possess, have. For example, I have in Chinese is say wo you, so it's two falling and rising to, wo you. Okay, now we go to another tea, also not very famous, and it is Ye Lai Xiang. Now, Ye Lai is falling and rising, Ye Lai, and Ye Lai means the night come. So it is the fragrance of the night come, if you want, the nocturnal fragrance. But as a matter of fact, Ye Lai is also the name of a flower in China. A flower that is much more rare in the Western world because it's original from China, and it is the Chinese violet. Why in Chinese the Chinese violet is called the night come? Because this tea has a particularly strong fragrance during the night. Last but not least, we have Jianghuaxiāng. I think a little bit because I want to give you the right pronunciation. I do my best. So it is 3 high tone, Jianghuaxiāng, and it means ginger flower fragrance. Ginger flower fragrance is also not very common, but I was very lucky to find a very good one, an excellent one just a year ago, and you can see me suffering actually and tasting the tea in this video where Caroline challenged me with a blind tasting. Now, we have already gone through 10 different Dancong, but there is one more that some of you are missing, and it is xiāng. Xiāng means the fragrance of duck shit, and actually this is not really the original name, but the original name is Guìhuāxiāng. Jinhua means honeysuckle. It is another flower. So the honeysuckle fragrance tea is the same as the duck shit fragrance. If you didn't notice that, the two have the same smell. All right. Now, with that, I have covered quite a lot of different Dancong. If you were not able to write all them down, you want to go back in the video, and we might also report them in the description below this video. Anyway, the word xiāng, that is so important for the Dancong thing, comes to use in the tea world, also in other situations and for other teas. And there is one in particular that I want to mention to you, and is when the word xiāng fragrance is used with Tieguanyin. There are two main categories of Tieguanyin. Sometimes we could even say 3 categories, but today I want to restrict it to 2 different categories. We have the traditional Tieguanyin, like those usually produced by our Master Chen. You find those on our website, for example, like this one here, that has a little bit of a darker color. They are a little bit more oxidized, a little bit more roasted, and this is the traditional style. Those type of tea have a stronger body, a stronger heft. They are a little bit more intense, if you want, more robust. And actually, that's the way the Chinese call them. They call them nongxiang, so robust tea. Nong means robust. On the opposite side, the modern style, the green Tieguanyin, for example, this one here that you see in this picture, are actually called in Chinese qingxiang, and qing means clear. So in one case, nongxiang means robust fragrance, and in the other case, you have 2 high tone, qingxiang, clear fragrance. And also in the case of Dancong, you might remember from previous videos that we have 2 different categories, 2 different ways of processing the Dancong teas. One is a little bit darker than the other, and we say is the traditional way, and one is a little bit more fragrant, and that's why we call it bouquet style in English. Now, those have also words and names in Chinese. The first one, the bouquet style, is called, once again, qingxiang, clear fragrance. But the traditional style, in the case of Tieguanyin, they don't use the word nong, robust, but they tend to use the word shu, which is also second tone rising, so shu xiang, which means cooked fragrance. And this word, shu, is familiar to many of you, to many pu'er lovers, because it's the same character that you have in shu pu'er, which is cooked pu'er, so the post-fermented pu'er. Alright, I hope I didn't put too much fragrance into this video, and take your time to go back. I think it's very useful for those of you that are in love with Dancong, like myself, and are always in search for new cultivars. There are much more than 10 or 11, there are dozens of different Dancong cultivars, but here in this video I wanted to give you at least the main one, plus a little bit more to expand your Dancong horizon. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and go ahead subscribing our channel if you haven't done it yet, and more videos like this one will come your way very soon. Thank you very much, enjoy your tea moment, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.